will happen to me? Yes? I will fall down. That's one option. Or if I don't fall, what will happen? Yes? Where will I move? Will I still go? Will I still move forward? Will I still move forward? I will move sideways. I will change my what? My direction of motion. Therefore, a force can change direction of motion. You have already about 10 things a force can do. Now write down 5 of them. Your time is almost up. Okay, it's ready. Now raise your hand and read any 2 things you've written. Okay, 1.
Compress and stretch.
Compress and stretch. 2. Pull
And push.
Pull and push. 3. Read any 2 things you've written. Yes? Stretch and twist. Thank you. Change direction and speed. So these are things that a force can do. Now, we would like to measure a force. How is a force measured? How can we measure the force? One way we can measure a force is to determine the amount of motion a force produces on a given amount of matter. Can you say that again with me? We can measure a force by determining the amount of motion it produces on a unit mass. Amount of motion a force produces on a unit mass. If you have a big mass and you have a small push, what will happen? Will you move fast or slow? Slower? Wonderful. If you have a small mass and a big push, what will happen to you? You will fly over the air, over to the moon. Is that okay? It depends on the amount of push you get. Understand? If you have a very big push like that from the rocket nozzles, you fly to the moon. Okay? So forces can create big motion or small motion depending on the relative amounts of mass and what? And the amount of force applied. So we see here that a body increases speed as the force is applied when in free motion. You hear that? A body increases speed. Can you say that again with me? A body increases speed. When as a force is applied. When in free motion. You know, we say in free motion. You know why? If I push you and you hold on your brakes, you are not in free motion. Suppose I push you and then you hold on to your brakes. Can you move faster? No. You must be free to move. Now when you are free to move and I give you a push, you will always increase speed. Understand? So always we are talking about a freely moving object. You're talking about a freely moving object. And you apply a force, the object will increase speed. And suppose this object is freely moving, you apply a force that resists its motion. What will happen? It will slow down. Very good. This increase in the rate of motion with the time is called acceleration. As you increase your speed, moving faster and more faster and more faster with the time, the increase in speed, the rate of motion increases with the time. That is called what? That is called what? Acceleration. So this means a large force gives an object a large what? Acceleration. Is that clear? A large force gives an object a large acceleration. So the SI unit of acceleration, as we will come to learn later, is meters per second squared. Don't worry about this. We'll come to discuss this very soon later. But for now, we needed to know this unit. Every physical quantity has got a unit. We learned about units, okay? And we say that acceleration is a physical quantity. What type of it? Increasing speed with time, okay? Increasing speed with time. So remember this, the SI unit of acceleration is meters per second squared. Meters per second squared. Now, sometimes it's written -2 here. You may find a book whereby they write meters s -2. This is the same as that, so don't get confused, okay? And the SI unit of mass, remember, we said the SI unit of mass is the what? Kilogram. Is the kilogram. We are going to use these units to get our unit of force very soon. Now, as we have talked earlier, you see this force, 1, is pushing on a unit mass, and the motion is what? Slow. Force 2 is pushing on the same unit mass, and the motion is what? Is big. We say the bigger the force, the greater the motion. The bigger the force, the greater the acceleration. This is saying force is directly proportional to acceleration. Say it again. Force is directly proportional to acceleration. Say it again. Force is directly proportional to. Say, directly proportional to.
Directly proportional to.
Again, directly proportional to.
Directly proportional to.
Force is directly proportional to acceleration.
Force is directly proportional to.
Why do we say that? We mean the bigger the force, the bigger the acceleration. The smaller the force, the smaller the acceleration. Is that clear? Now, if we want to change this formula into an equation type formula, okay, we need to take away the rate of the sign of proportionality. Now in mathematics, we simply add a certain constant here to remove the proportionality. So we say, therefore, force is equal to a certain constant times acceleration. You see? We say force is equal to remove this, you say force is equal to a certain constant times acceleration. Now in our consideration here, what remained constant? Can you tell me what changed? Force was changing from force 1 to force 2, and motion was changing to slow motion to big motion. What remained constant here? 1. Unit mass, okay? So our constant here is what? Is mass. Is that clear? Bingo. We have our formula for what? For force. We say force equals to mass times acceleration. Come on. You like that today?